Ramaswamy were on Capitol Hill today, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, to meet with Republicans to pitch their new Department of Government Efficiency, otherwise known as DOGE, which is the same name as Elon's crypto coin. Anyway, they're going to make cuts of the trillions of variety, they say. Okay. Can they? Sure. Will they? Let's discuss. They also are thinking about cutting daylight savings time changes, which they say costs the American economy nearly $500 million a year. Remote working, funding to things like PBS and Planned Parenthood. These are very small slices of spending, but they're big politically, right? So how did it go over? And there's a big question I got to start with. Let's bring in Texas Republican member of Congress Pete Sessions, who launched the DOGE Caucus and serves as its co-chair. Is that your new nickname? Should I call you Doge now, Congressman?
You know, that's fair game, Chris. You have known me for a long time. You have known from the very beginning I am for efficiency and give the government every dollar they need, but not a penny more.
I got it. All the government you need, but only the government you need. Why no Democrats? Why not give it a chance to work together?
Well, in fact, we have 4 Democrats that have signed up with the DOGE Caucus as of today. Open invitation. They took us up on it, and they will be welcome with what we do. And they'll be given authority and responsibility to fully participate with us.
Right, but they weren't there today, so it doesn't send a great signal. But I know Moskowitz and some of the other guys still hold out hope of doing this. I just think that the sooner you stop the division stuff, the better a chance you have of getting anything done. Are you now working for Musk and Ramaswamy? Do they get to tell you, here's what you need to cut?
You know, that's an interesting question. I think that we took their conversation today, both of them, while they were not scripted with each other, they both have a similar story to tell, and that story is, while they have built great fortunes and great organizations, they're worried about the country. And the country, as we know it, is going to double its debt in just a matter of years, Chris, and we simply cannot pay for that. Things double every 7 years. It gets out of control. But what we're trying to do here is to use, I think, what the American public saw, and that was too many offices of the federal government did not report to work. As you know, the passport office became a national problem. We have a problem here in Washington, D.C., the Ronald Reagan building. We have dealt with, myself as the chairman for government reform and oversight of the subcommittee that's responsible for government operations and federal workforce. We pled with the GAO, we pled with OMB and OPM to please give us an idea about efficiency and what the plans were. And OMB and OPM did not provide us information. They told us what the president's goal was, but the largest building here in Washington, D.C., as best we can tell, 60% of the employees came less than 1 day a week. And that is not the spirit of what the president offered us as an opportunity to have a government that would work with and on behalf of its people.
I get it. Let me ask you one thing, because I know it's early, and I'm not going to try and hold you up on details. And as it develops, you know you're always welcome here to talk about it. What is your best guess of what the biggest target will be at this point?
Well, the biggest target is going to start with, I believe, getting workers back to work. You saw
so
that
the stay-at-home work is going to be gone.
Well, you know, if we're going to offer an analysis of how much work is done, we're going to ask the question, how far behind are you? And government is well behind. The IRS, a long time. OPM, months. And so why not get back to work? And let's then determine how many people we need. But it would be irresponsible for us just to go in and tell everybody we don't need you.
Just to understand, well, that's the way Musk likes to do it. But just so people know, mandatory spending $3.8 trillion, discretionary spending $1.7 trillion. Half of that is military, some $860 billion. Is the Pentagon on the block? Will you guys finally make the cuts? that people have been saying that the military could take for a decade.
I don't think that there's anything about this exercise that tells us that we won't put everything on the table. We have a website right now, doge at mail.house.gov. We're encouraging people all over, from industry, from government, from individuals. Tell us the things that you think we should be looking at, and then we will look at those. It is not going to be something where we just come in and slash and burn. It will be a deliberate information where we are going to not take time, but we will, in a disciplined fashion, determine what those cuts would be and changes. And we had asked the Biden administration for 4 years to do this. They refused to do it.
Listen, I get it. And look, we both remember what happened with the tax cuts that we talked about so much. And then Trump didn't want to cut any spending. And then the pandemic came and he had to write more and he ballooned the deficit also. So both parties can get sideways on this. It's nice when you got the power of the purse strings. Everything you guys decide to do that you get resistance on, you got a platform right here, Congressman, to make the case. Take care. Beautiful Christmas to you and the family if I don't speak to you. Whenever you want.
You betcha. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Be well.